Hello, my name is Natalia Hernandez Arguello, and be very welcome to my final presentation for the course Teaching Practicum 2. This presentation is titled Leveling Up Learning, Transforming the Classroom, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed doing this. So, thank you. I will be talking about the context of the school and the presentation focus, which is one of the options that the teacher gave us. Then I will be talking about the whole process itself, like the planning and implementation. I will be showing you the evidences of the work done, the impact that I had and the classes had on my students, and lastly, the challenges, adjustments, and final reflection. First, I will be telling you a little bit about the school. So the school that I chose is Institución Educativa Escuela Normal Superior de Montería. I graduated there in 2020, so I know this school very well. It's a very big school. There is around 1,000 students, and they offer the three education levels, which are kindergarten, primary, and secondary. So I work with 10 grade, and I had two groups, 10-3 and 10-4. And the number of students I had, they were in one classroom 25 and on the other classroom 28 students. This school is located in the urban zone of Monteria. It's in the left side of the city. In the observation class I had with them, I could notice that they had a medium. Some of them have a medium English level, and some of them have a low English level. So based on this, I chose my teaching strategy, which since my own experience in that school and with what I saw in the observation class, I said to myself, I want them to feel relaxed, but I want them to also learn, and I want these classes to be meaningful. So I chose gamification as my teaching strategy, and it worked, I would say, that very well for me and for the classes. So basically, gamification refers to using game elements, such as competition, rewards, levels, teamwork, and challenges in educational settings to make learning more engaging and meaningful. And it was amazing for me. It was amazing what we did there. I had three main games or activities with them that they were always looking forward to play. As in the planning and implementation, I was using backward learning design, which is basically when you plan your lessons based on what you want the students to achieve. So you plan them first, you identify the desired results, then you go and plan the learning activities. So I made it that way, and it really worked for me. I had three principal games. The first one was Monopoly. I think we all know how to play Monopoly, and it worked very well for me. We did it using the vocabulary we're learning about clothes, about the environment, about globalization. So we made Monopoly about globalization, and they love it. Some of them, I have to explain the activity. I barely use Spanish in the classroom. I think I use it just like 2 or 3 times. I was always trained to use English with them, and they would understand what I was saying. And if maybe they wouldn't, I looked for another options rather than translate what I was saying. So then I also added the broken phone, which for them first was a surprise because they didn't even remember that game, but they really love it. They enjoyed very much that game. I remember that we did it with fashion show statements and advertisements. We were talking about advertisements and how they affect our view of things and how they affect what we consume. So I would say a short sentence in one of my students' ears, and they would have to say it without the phone being broken, basically. It was a fun game. I love it. I consider that those activities were very meaningful and engaging to them. All of them participated. They would win points if they participated, and I would take their points out if they were speaking in Spanish. So I really loved that game. Lastly, in our last class, we had a fashion show. It was amazing. We did a fashion show with different materials, with the things that they had at home, and I think they enjoy it very much. So basically, that's what the planning and implementation of the process was. I use gamification in all of them, and as I already mentioned, I use the backward learning design, which I started by identifying learning outcomes. Then I would, of course, I would assess them. I always assess them in different ways. As I want them to speak more, I would sit down with them and ask them questions, and then when they gave the answer, I would ask why. Some of them were like surprised, but they could answer and they could handle the situation very well. So in regards of the materials I used, I use a lot the video game and the speaker. Of course, I will also work with them in papers. We use lots of worksheets. I use songs. I once took them a very popular song, and they had to fill in the gaps, the missing words. I also use flashcards with them, and I use lots and lots of advertisements and informative videos, and I was trying to show them the world, more than what they can see in this city, and more of what they can know about our country and about another countries. As you can see here, I am showing you some of the materials that I use. This one is one of the ads. I would show them, and then we have to reflect on what the ad is saying us. This is a worksheet, on quantifiers, and this last one is a vocabulary list that I gave to them related with globalization and industries for the advertisement and the product that they have to invent from scratch. And here, on the evidences, you can see them watching informative videos. The second one, we are playing the broken phone, and the evidences, you see me with this student. We were discussing something, and I was asking him if he enjoyed what we were doing. So yeah, and the last picture, you can see that they created a product from scratch, and the first thing that they do was on a paper write what was their product about, and how can this product help to minimize overconsumption in the world. In regards of the impact that my classes had on my students, I would say that they were more engaged to participate. They participated a lot. They were very engaged, and they wanted to learn a lot, and they had a lot of fun as well. That's what I was looking for. I could see that they were very engaged, because when I was about to leave, they will always ask me, are you going to come next week? Are you going to come next week? And I was always say, yes, of course I will be here. I think the interaction with the English language was on another level, because as I mentioned before, I was all the time trying them to speak in English, even if you are committing some mistakes, if you are getting something wrong. The idea is that you practice the language so you can learn and you can improve that. So yeah, the confidence, they would feel more confident at the time of talking. They would feel included, because I always make the games with all of them, and I would mix them and switch them, and they would talk to someone that they don't usually talk to. So that was amazing. The impact, the most impact that these lessons had on my students was the behavior. Their behavior changed from the first class that I had with them to the last class. It was amazing, because they knew that if they behave well, we will play. So they were really looking forward to play. If I have to talk about challenges and adjustments, I would say I have just 4 challenges, and I think I handled them pretty well. The first one was that they were becoming too competitive. I remind them that we are playing just because we want to learn, and that it was very important to work as a team, not individually. Then the second challenge I had was the noise during activity games. So I would usually take points off, and they would understand what they had to do. The third one was the material. Sometimes I have to deal with maybe not having power, and I would have take my computer with me because I was going to use it, so I had to change everything. Well, I adapted all the games with papers when we didn't have access to a video game. The last one, encourage English use. As I already mentioned, I want them to speak in English. I was focused on, I want them to speak, so I have to make them speak. And they understand that if I would take points off if you weren't speaking in English, and all your team is going to lose. So they would that disruptive behavior would change, and they were motivated to keep speaking in English so they can play. So for the final reflection, I would say that I made one of my dreams true. Yeah, basically because I always wanted to be a high school teacher, and I know that maybe someday I will be one, and I think I just hope I do it the best as I can. But this teaching practicum helped me grow as a teacher. So of course I had amazing teachers, my cooperating teacher from university and my cooperating teacher from school helping me there, and I just can say that this experience, it has been amazing for me. So I learned that teaching isn't just about delivering content and that's it. It's about connecting with students emotionally and cognitively. And I think I did that with them. I know that I'm not going to see them anymore, but I think we build rapport, which I always say rapport with them is very important. It's everything. If you don't make rapport from the very first day, it's going to be very difficult to you to win those kids. So yeah, rapport is everything. I have set out future goals for me. The first one would be keep learning, because we never stop learning as teachers. We never stop learning. Improving my classroom management. I think I can do it 10,000 better that I did. And lastly, I just want to say that I feel gratitude. I feel that I learned so much from my students as they did from me. And I can just mention that this has been, as I already said so many times, amazing. So yeah, I think that would be it. Thank you so much. Bye bye.